So I'm here at Buffalo Bills because my last run is a run to Henderson. Well, actually, second to last run is a run to Henderson, Nevada, and then to northern Las Vegas and back down to Chino. So as you can see here, plenty of truck parking, and it is a Wednesday night. So it is a good place to park.
That's right. You know what time it is. It's time for Business Bites. Business Bites. So I just came back from Paso Robles with the family and had this interesting idea where a lot of places that people hang out at, especially places like Vegas or restaurants or places that attract people as destination points, but they need a little bit more excitement. They need a little bit more, something a little bit different. If you either have an existing restaurant or venue, I think hosting wine tasting events at these venues can be a very lucrative business. So if you already have an established business or restaurant, obviously you prep the food that you would normally prep and then invite certain wineries to do a tasting or host a tasting. And I know there's so many incredible wineries in California up and down the coast, and they're always eager for more business. And this is a great way to tap a resource or create another revenue stream that you didn't think about. Another idea is actually opening up a wine tasting room at a certain location, whether it be at a retail spot inside of a casino or potentially a retail spot in a shopping center or strip mall, and go ahead and start hosting these wine tasting events. Even cigar lounges, if you have a cigar lounge, hosting these wine tasting events could be a very lucrative business. So one of the strategies people could incorporate is to do virtual tastings. So you basically record a professional sommelier or presenter that's going to represent that wine, talk about the flight, one glass at a time as you go through the whole wine tasting event. And if you send a link with a recording, all they have to do is pause and start as they have this wine event in whichever location they want it. So if there's a lot of questions or if somebody's having a hard time opening the wine and the cork is not, coming out in a timely manner, there could be a whole list of somebody went to the restroom, there could be a whole list of things, but you can go ahead and pause and start and make this a very good and special event. The presenter, when it comes to the nuts and bolts and all the details of these wines, they could basically hand the baton to the virtual presenter or the previous recording of this. The presenter could actually concentrate on making a cool environment for all the tasters that are gathered there. And as with all these videos, these are just points of discussion where it provokes thought, kind of gets your creative juices going. This is not a cut and paste success formula. It's just for you guys out there to have something to talk about and create dialogue and think about things maybe you haven't thought about.
So this week was going to be a short week, so I tried to start on a Monday. I let my company know that I would like to start driving on a Monday. Unfortunately, it was a holiday, President's Day, and so I did not get to drive on Monday. They didn't have a load for me. So I went ahead and got my assignment for Tuesday, and then they also gave me another assignment. So the first assignment's going from Southern California to Phoenix, and then from Phoenix back to Southern California. And then they also just gave me my third assignment, which is going from Ontario to Henderson, Nevada again. And then most likely they'll either send me up to North Las Vegas to pick up a load and come back, or come back from Henderson to Southern California. I am going to be on vacation for 2.5 days, basically. Friday and Saturday and part of Sunday. So yeah, I will not be working those days. And I took a PTO, personal time off, and I was a little bit worried that it was going to be hard to get the loads. I'm kind of not happy with that short load to Henderson. I would like more miles, but I mean, it is what it is. I'd rather have that than to be late and not be able to come back on time before my family vacation. So yeah. I'm trying to squeeze out as much as I can here, trying to get the most miles I can, but I mean, you only have what's available, so that's one of the drawbacks of trucking. The weeks that are good, they're, it could be great, and then some of the weeks that are tight, you're running on fumes. It's thin, it's tough, and a lot of people get sent home early. There aren't loads for us to haul, so that is what it is,
What's going on, my people? So this week was a short week. I ended up with some family and friends at Paso Robles, California for a mini vacation. And so I worked from Tuesday to Thursday night. And it was just maybe about 1,100 miles. It was a very quiet week. Went to the Phoenix area, came back, and then went to Henderson, Nevada, and back. Pretty much drama free, except for in Henderson, where I took a load and they basically blocked off the whole street. It's in both sides of the street. They coned it off, put barriers there. And it wasn't like one lane was open. They just completely blocked it off. So you can't go in from one side of the street or the other side of the street. And there's only one entrance to the loading docks. So I go ahead and I'm trying to get into this thing. And, where I'm supposed to make the turn, there are barriers and the workers are like on the other side of the street. Anyway, long story short, made a bunch of huge turns around the perimeter of this place, trying to find an alternative route because, I never had a situation where they close off the street like that here. I finally make it in. And I asked them, I go, do you know when they're going to be done with that street closure? Because we had to wait there forever. And then we finally talked to the workers. They went ahead and moved the barriers and let us in. And they said, oh, yeah, I don't know what's going on out there, but yeah, most likely it should be done soon. Okay, and then I said, you're not going to mark me as late though, right? And she said, oh, no, you're late. And I said, there was no way to get into your facility because everything was blocked off, right? And so we went back and forth, and I almost lost it because they were being so adamant, and they didn't want to be helpful about it. They didn't even want to go out and take a look at what's going on out there. So I went out there and started taking some photos. But when I did go out there, then that's when they sent two of their representatives out there for other reasons. It wasn't to verify what I was saying and to change the time, and also mark me as not late, or at least put a note on there saying that because of this reason, I was time-stamped late. But basically, they said it was late. So I started talking to the people out there. I said, can you let these people know that when I got here, you guys had barriers across the whole street and it was completely blocked off. And then, the people from the company were looking at me like I was crazy. Like, no, don't worry about this. We'll handle this. You'll be fine. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, about 30 minutes later, I go back into the office and they're still not going to change my time that I came, because I was on time. I was actually early. But because of that road closure, they had marked me like 20 minutes late. And, I know it's nothing. It's not a big deal. But for me, I want to keep a good, clean record. I want to make sure that I didn't want to be marked late for something that was not my fault. And I told them, if this road construction was way out there in the middle of the street somewhere else, miles away where I can maneuver and make a detour and whatnot and get here, I understand. But if it's right in front of your facility and nobody could get in, and it takes a long time to actually find somebody who could help me to remove those barriers and to get in, they were saying that that's on the city and not them, So anyway, that's one of the issues that I dealt with this week. It was nothing major. It was really annoying. But, which week that I make these videos, I don't have some kind of dumb drama, right? So anyway, I just came back from a very fun, much needed mini vacation with the family and friends. We ended up at Paso Robles, California in wine country, and we had good food. We had some wine tasting and we had a lot of fun. So it was a good week, and I'm glad I took the vacation, even though it took away from the miles I drove. So, but it was worth it. So thanks for following me on this journey, and God bless you. And I hope you guys stay safe out there. Until next time, peace.